welcome back to KS Make Up Your Face, where I teach you how to make up your face. Welcome to January favorites. And before I get started in January favorites, I just quickly wanted to throw it out there that 1, I do not have a 2013 favorites up because Final Cut Pro hates me. 2, I've already attempted to, figure that stuff out more than 3 times, and that's already my breaking point, so that's probably why. And the third reason is just I don't feel like refilming and re-editing a third video, so that's why. There you go, that's your answer. Without further ado, let's just jump right into January. Let's not dilly-dally. Whoa. Okay. Like always, I'm just going to start in the order as if I were applying it on my face. I will say, ugh. Oh wait, where's my lip gloss? My lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is cool. So I'm going to begin with a primer, and this is actually something that I was newly introduced to. I believe it was late December going into early January. So it is the CoverGirl True Magic, and this is the Skin Perfector. So basically what it is, it's a solid primer-ish thing. And yes, it may seem like I hit pan already, but it's just because this isn't like a solid per se, it's more like a wax almost. So it still kind of moves around in here. It's not that I actually finished, like that bit. What I really like to use this for is to minimize the appearance of my pores. So I generally like to apply this in my cheek area. I also really like this because it keeps me matte, which is something that I was really shocked about because I always thought that this was more of just to even out the wrinkles or the pores in your face, but it really does keep me matte, which is really nice. And the third thing is that I really like that it is a one-of-a-kind product right now in the drugstore. I don't typically see products like this marketed in the drugstore, which is nice because it's affordable and easy to get. And you go, CoverGirl. You go, Glen Coco. So for face products, I have 2 favorites this month, and the first one is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Your... No. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream, and I have the shade medium. It has SPF 50+, and I really like this because 1, it matches my skin tone. The second thing I really like about this is the coverage. It looks absolutely natural, but it's about a medium coverage and still buildable. And the third thing I really like about this is the amount of SPF that's in here. I do not have to worry about applying a moisturizer that has an SPF, and my face is protected. The second face product of my favorites this month is the Rimmel Stay Matte Mousse Foundation, and I really am enjoying this. It's a new addition to the Stay Matte collection that Rimmel has, and I really like it, 1, because the coverage is amazing. It is like full coverage pretty much. 2, the price point. It is only $5, which is incredible for a drugstore foundation. And the third thing is the fact that it does keep me matte. It does what it says, and you know me with oily skin, I need a foundation that can keep me matte all day, and this does it. For concealers this month, I have 2. One of them is actually an under eye concealer, and the other is more for blemishes or spots on my face. So beginning with the under eye concealer, I have the L'Oreal Visible Lift CC Eye Concealer, and what I really like about this is 1, the applicator is a roller ball, so it's really cooling, especially in the morning when I'm applying makeup. It just makes the puffiness under my eyes go away. Number 2 is the fact that the shade is yellow toned, and I really like that because I have yellow undertones in my skin, and sometimes when I use pink throughout the day it tends to go a little gray on me, so because this is yellow undertone it doesn't do that. And the third thing is actually the coverage. At first I wasn't too sure about it because it didn't really give much coverage, but it is just enough to depuff your under eyes and hide the dark circles. And sometimes I do like to opt with a thicker concealer if I'm feeling like my dark circles are a lot more visible, but most of the time I'm fine with just using this. The second concealer that I wanted to talk about is the Urban Decay 24/7 Concealer Pencil, and I was actually introduced to this product by my friend Calissa and some of her coworkers at Sephora, so shout out Calissa. So this is actually a really good concealer because 1, it is almost like a tacky consistency, and as I've mentioned in the past, I like tacky consistencies in my concealers because that means it'll stay longer on my face. Number 2 is I like that it's in a pencil form and that it's easier to apply apply that way. You just draw it on wherever you have a spot and you blend it out with your finger. And that is actually the third reason why I like it, is that it is super blendable. And if I don't want to use my fingers, I'm feeling like I don't want to go and wash my hands, I'll just use my beauty blender and blend it out, and it looks exactly the same. Actually, a little bonus thing about this is I learned there are actually ingredients in this concealer that can fight your acne while you're wearing it. So that's a plus for me, because if I have a really bad breakout and I put this right on top, I don't have to worry about my pimple growing throughout the day. It's actually going to be shrinking. Hello! Hi. Oh! 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 Oh, okay, wait, back it up, beep beep like a trucker. This product is my 2-in-1 product, and I call it that because I use it as a setting powder and as a highlighter, and it is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, and this is actually in the shade Dim Light. And at first, I didn't think I would like this shade because it did look a little bit pink in the pan, and as I had mentioned previously, I don't like things that look pink on me because I don't have pink undertones in my skin. But when Calissa mentioned this product to me, she said because it doesn't contain any shimmers in it, it is actually gonna complement people's skin tone really well. And so I thought, why not pick it up? And I'm actually really glad I did, because again, one, I use it as a setting powder and it just creates the most beautiful glow on your skin, and it doesn't look artificial, it looks really natural. The second thing I really like about it is that it can double up as a highlighter, and I really like using this to set my cream or my liquid highlighters, which I will mention one again right after this. And the third thing is that I find this to be a really flattering shade for so many different people, and it also depends on what you're using it as, but it would pretty much work for light skin tone people, medium skin tone people, deep skin tone people, and it would just work. So I mean, if you guys haven't tried the ambient lighting powders, they're super cool and great. Go try it out. Just saying. I mentioned a highlighter, and this is actually something that I'm newly introduced to. It is the Revlon Photo Ready Skin Light, and I actually have the shade Bare Light. And what I really like about this is, one, it doesn't make your face look like a disco ball. It is so natural. I use it actually on the tops of my cheekbones, on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and on my chin. I don't mix it in with my foundation. Now, two, if I were to accidentally put too much, I can just easily put the Hourglass ambient lighting powder on top of it, and it tones it down immediately. And the third thing is that I love the shade of this. It works so well, and it makes it look really natural as a highlight on your face. They have different shades of this actually. They have a pink shade, a peach shade, and also a bronze shade, but I think this one is the most flattering on my skin tone. So lastly, as a setting powder, I have chosen a loose powder, which is actually really different for me because I normally like having pressed powders. They're just easier to travel with, but this one has just definitely been one that changed my routine up. And it is the NARS Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder, and I just got the shade Translucent. So this powder is a very finely milled powder. Seriously, it feels so silky and smooth when you apply it on your face. I also really like that it sets my face to a matte finish, and it also keeps me matte throughout the day. And the third thing is that if you haven't noticed in this powder, there are actually glitters in it, so when you apply it on your face, it looks like there's glitter on your face, but it's not like, oh my gosh, you have glitter on your face. It's like it creates a glow on your face, so it doesn't even look like you're really powdery and matte, or you're like super shiny, like, you know. But I mean, I don't know if I'm making sense, but this is actually a really good powder. For eyes, okay, I really wish I had 2013 favorites up because I talked about this palette a lot and I can't get it out, so instead I'll just have to talk about it now. But it is the Lorac Unzipped palette. So this is what it looks like, and the Lorac Unzipped palette is just a beautiful palette. I cannot get over how stunning these shades are. So what I really like about this palette is actually mostly the more lighter, natural looking shades in the palette. I especially like the shade Unattainable because it is almost like a purpley toned brown. I also really like the color Undercover as a highlight. It is a pinky toned highlighter, and I would definitely pick this palette over the Naked 3 any day just because I feel like these shades are way more buttery and easier to blend. I also like that I don't get fallout when I use these shadows, and I also really like that you have these darker shades in here that can easily change your everyday look into a nighttime look, or you can even use this dark brown shadow as an eyeliner and things like that. And this palette is just overall a really versatile palette, and so I would highly recommend this if you don't have it yet. The last thing in my favorites are always lips, and these are always the hardest things for me to narrow down, but I narrowed it down into a combination of nude lippies, and the first one is a lipstick and the other is a lip gloss that I like to use together. So for the lipstick, I have chosen the Kate Moss lipstick. This is the one in the black tube. That means it is not a matte finish, and it is in the shade number 14. So I really like this nude because it's not brown nude, which sometimes I feel can look a little unflattering on my skin tone. And I could also say it's a little bit of a pinky peach one, which is like a mixture of the other kinds of nudes there are out there. And if I do have any chapped lips, it doesn't accentuate any of the dryness on my lips, which is nice. It doesn't seep into the cracks on my lips, and it's moisturizing, and I've already said that. And it's from the drugstore. It's really affordable, so I really like it. On top of that lipstick, I like to put this new L'Oreal lip gloss. I actually don't know the name of it, but I will leave it down below. It's this new one in this new tube here. But I got the shade Nude Ballet, which is number 601, and it is just really interesting to me. So first of all, I really like the applicator. It's almost like a teardrop applicator, which I think is really nice because in the center, there's almost like a little divot. Is that the right word? A pivot? A divot? I don't know. But it like holds the product, and then the fact that it comes to a point, it's easier to apply on the Cupid's bow area of your lip, which I think is really nice. The second thing is the smell, which I know is strange because I absolutely hate the smell of L'Oreal lip products. I don't know what it is, but this one smells like mangoes, and I really like it. Almost like a fake mango, but it's still nice, you know? And the third thing I really like about it is that it is not overly sticky. So I wasn't really sure what exactly the lip gloss was targeted as, if it was like a lip stain, just a lip gloss, or what it is, but it's not overly sticky, and I like that because it's sticky enough to the point that it'll last on your lips, but not so sticky that your lips are like glued shut. Do anyone ever have that problem? I don't know if it's just me, but anyways. And on top of that, I love the packaging. I think the gold and then having the little colors show through, it's really chic, and I really like carrying this in my purse because it's just like this little tiny thing. Yeah, it's really nice. So you go, L'Oreal. Alright guys, that concludes my January favorites. Again, I apologize that I do not have a 2013 favorites up, nor do I have the December favorites because I was going to substitute my December favorites for the 2013 favorites and then the 2013 favorites and then come out and then blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Yeah. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I hope that you guys have already subscribed and liked this video if you haven't already. Please don't forget to share this video and comment down below of any videos that you would like to see next, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!